Hey y'all, if y'all are on the replay, please do me a favor, hit that like button, y'all. Hopefully get a couple of people in here to talk about this subject about domestic violence in men. Domestic violence in men is what we're talking about tonight. So let me wait for a second. If you're on the replay, I'm going to wait a couple seconds until I can get a couple of people into the chat, okay? Hope y'all had a great Monday. No, wait. Not, is today Monday? Y'all, wait a minute. Or is it Tuesday? It's Monday. I get confused when I have my grandkids over the weekend. I'm like, wait, what day is it? Hey, Angie, I've not seen you in forever. Why do I feel like every time I see you now, I feel like I haven't seen you in forever? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you. We're about to have this conversation about domestic violence in men. That's what we're about to talk about. Yes, today is Monday. I'm like, how is it too? Because I know the kids, I have to get up so early to drop them off at school. So I'm like delirious. So well, this morning I got up at like 4:30 in the morning. So by the time I get them to school and get back, my days start running into each other. Like seriously. Hey, Damari. Hey, Darius. How you doing, Darius? Good to see you here. Good to see you here. So yes, y'all, we're gonna give it a couple minutes to try to encourage some people to come in. Hopefully, I should share it. Hopefully they'll see the live. Now I came late. I don't normally do the men's room has always been at 6 o'clock. But we determined in the last week or so when I was talking to the chat, we determined that I noticed that a lot more of the men came in at night for some reason, y'all, when I do my late night chats, it's like 90% men. And I was like, so the men are in the evening. So I said, okay, that's fine. I'm going to move it because that's what I'm trying to accommodate. Hey, Save, and Woke Pooby, thanks for coming in. I just finished putting your comment. I didn't even know you had a channel. Y'all go and subscribe to Save and Woke Pooby because I had no idea that she had a channel. Eddie said I'm ready. Okay. Yes, hit the like button, y'all, while we wait. Let me go ahead and share the live real quick to see if we can get a couple more people in here. Darius, I hope you get some more men in here with you. You know, we've been having the men in the chat, so I need them to come help you hold it down. Okay, let me share this thing. 14 people in the chat, 3 likes? Y'all don't get me started. Don't get me started. Come on now. Because that sounds real crazy. When I see stuff like that, so I'm trying not to get started. But when I see stuff like that, I be thinking like stalker. I be thinking like obsessed. Like that's ridiculous for somebody to be in somebody's chat, but you don't want to hit the like button. I keep telling y'all I be having like a like or leave situation going on over here. Like or leave. Like if you don't like it, it's totally understandable. Only respect about that. But I can't respect nobody who just won't simply leave. That means you're obsessed. You gotta get over it. You gotta get over it. Don't think about his grandma's world like that, okay? Just leave if you don't like it. Jesus. Whew, let me share this live. These folks be having me going crazy over here with that. I can't take it some days. Some days I could just say, okay, some people are sick and psychotic. But the other days, I'm just looking like, there got to be some real deep-rooted issues. Like, a lot of problems going on with you. I'm not going nowhere where I don't like it right. Leave the live. I don't like that. I need to have 5 people in this chat right now. I need 5 people to be in this chat. I don't need 11 because I don't know about them 6 people who weirded me out. I need the 5 people who are in the chat who are liking. That's the only people I need in here. Okay, now let me share this live. Lord. Whew. Okay, let me get in the chat, y'all. Folks be irritating. Okay, let me see. There he said, hey, lady. Save and Woke Pooby said, hey, come on, chat. Angie said, I'm ready. Let's hit that like button, Angie said. Save and Woke Pooby said, I be just doing videos. Thanks. Yes, but we can come support you in videos. If you're trying to, especially if you're trying to get monetized. Blessing say, hey, got mine chat. Y'all, as y'all know, I had that as in my notes to let y'all know that this live is brought by Blessings Hot Topics. Shit, well, Blessing, I always want to put an S on her Blessings. Blessing Hot Topics. She's the one who suggested this live for the next the men's room. The next men's room. So that's why we have that's why we have this topic tonight. Let me see. Angie said, hey, Blessing. Darius said we need to make money, but even 10:30 is early on a Saturday. I'm just at the crib tonight. Okay, okay. On a Saturday, you saying the 10:30 is early? Okay. Angie said, Angie, like Angie, you don't think that's weird though? Like for real. Y'all let me know before we get started in this. Do y'all think that it's weird for people to go in the chat and sit in the chat without liking it? Like, do y'all go into chats and then y'all just like listen to the chat? Y'all don't like it, but you just want to be part of a number? That don't make y'all feel like the people are obsessed? Like you obsessed? Because why would you want to be somewhere that you don't want to like? When all you got to do is leave, like scroll, you go, it works every time, I'm telling you. And then even do one more better. Go up under the three dots. It should be at the right hand corner, upper corner. It says do not recommend. Like, don't even recommend. Like, unsubscribe if you're subscribed, because I think that the weird people might be subscribed. Do the unsubscription. As many subscriptions I ask for, I don't be wanting y'all's. I don't be wanting y'all's. I ain't talking about y'all. Let me see. Let's see. Nick's battle said, I just got here. All I see is you begging for likes. Give me something to like. Let me give you something to like. That. Like that. I want you to like that. Okay, so let me see. Save Walk said, shit, thank you, Save Walk. I appreciate you for that. And he said, let me see. Nix, you will love it. No, Nix won't be here. Not that I know of, at least. Nix talking like a fool already, and I'm not in the mood. You know, some days I be in the mood, y'all. So other days I don't be in no mood. So I ain't in no mood today. So no. It's quick block tonight. Let me see. Blessed said that's why I think it's I think it's wrong for gold to sit another content creator bushes. Wait, that's why I think it's wrong for gold to sit in other people and other content creators bushes and never hit the like button nor share them out, but the CC they are watching be in their chat supporting them. Girl, I don't know. I just be thinking it's weird. I just be thinking people are weird like that. Like, it is weird. It's weird old behavior, psycho behavior. I don't care what nobody say. Because I'm looking like, if I'm going to sit there, because it don't cost you nothing or nothing like that. I'm just saying, if you can't like the live and you feel like it take you a minute to like the live, then this ain't the channel for you. I'm like, likable immediately. And if you feel like already you don't like me, leave. Bye-bye. Okay, let me see. Darius said, I thought you were good with the trolls till 10,000. I did say that. I did say that. But Darius, you'll find out some days I can get with them. And most of the time, it's going to be when I don't have a topic. See, when y'all stop me and tell me to do a topic, then I'll have no patience because I got information to get out. But like when I'm on those night lives or whatever, we can talk all day long. We can go back and forth. But when I'm serious about some information I want to get out, then I'll have no patience. That my patience is so low. I don't know why I'm like that. Any other time I'd be like, I don't care what you say. You can stay in here, but mess with me when it's a topic. I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that then. So Darius, this is a topic, so I'm probably not gonna have much patience. And this is not a the what do I call it? Random night chat. This is like a regular men's room. And I'll be playing with people in the men's room. I'll be serious about y'all. Okay, let me see. Blessed said hi to Angie and Darius. Save on Kapumi said she agreed. Weird, right? Weird. Hey, Kaylin. Let me see. Marie said, I'm tickling you. Can you feel it? You got to do it hard. I got a lot of fat on my stomach, so you got to do it harder. You got to like get in there real good. You got to get in there real good. Let me see. The one shot kid said my grandpa was really. Do you know one thing about that? About Jeffrey Dahmer, though? Y'all, it's real weird. Because I literally live minutes from where his parents live. And in the building he did all that in, my kid's cousin lived in that building at that time. Like literally on the news clipping that we have, Their cousin on their dad's side that lived in there was like in the news because he was like going in the bill, going back in his house when the people came and got on the tanks. So, I get triggered when y'all be saying about Jeffrey Dahmer because I feel like I got too many connections to it in some kind of way. Yes. Hey, Chill Will. Thanks for coming in. Let's see. Caitlin said, hey, hot topics. Hey, Libra 4. Hey, got my minds in chat. Thanks so much for coming in, Libra 4. You already know what I got for you. Okay, let me see. Let me go back up. Ooh. Okay. Say we won't laughing. Kim said, hey, goodbye. Hey, Kim, thanks for coming in. Blessing said, it's stalker behavior. Yes. It's like they're just watching you and studying you. It's creepy. It's creepy, but we're doing good now. We got 11 people with 12 likes. I think they're gone, y'all. I think they're gone. See, that's what you got to do. You got to talk to them and let them know they're a stalker. You got to let them know they're obsessed. And then they start feeling like, oh, I do feel kind of like, kind of weird over here. Then they'll leave. So that's what you got to do. You got to talk them up out of here. You got to talk devils up out of your space. You really do. When you let them know that you acknowledge them, they don't want to be there then. They feel like they'll catch the replay. They'll get the replay. But like as of right now, they're like, okay, I don't want to be around you right now. You calling me out. So yes, Angie said, yes, I feel like if you're here, you can hit the like button. It's the least that they can do. Exactly. Consider you have to come up with the topic. Right. Like, do what all the other widows do. Come back on the replay. Just do that. Why do you want to be in the chat? Like, you can learn this later. We're just talking about, well, not just, it's a very serious topic. But I'm not, like, saying nothing that will probably interest them anyway. So, later on, you can hear about the battered men. You don't have to do it right now and be an irritant. Let me see. Blessed and Libra Forest, Save the Walk said hi. Chiril said, that's what gets me all the time. They'll watch you so much but won't like or comment. Right. And I'll be fine with the comments because a lot of times it's safer to just be in the bushes. And I respect the bushes. The bushes, I'm like, a lot of times I wish I would have never came up out of the bushes. So I understand the bushes, but I can't understand why you want to just sit there. And then you know that the content creator is kind of like requiring the like. That's like the exchange. I'm coming on here. Can you like it? The fact that I just came. Then if you don't like it, that's totally understandable. All you got to do is swipe up and leave. And then we all good. I don't be understanding that some days. Some days I do, but some days I don't. Today is one of the days I don't. So I feel like it's my channel. I can have it my way. Today, I don't want it. Tomorrow, if I feel like I can deal with it. Or later on tonight, if I decide to come live again, then I will then. Okay, Angie said, hey, Libra 4. Let me see. Let me see what Darius said. Darius, why did you hide your comment? Let me see what you said. I like this guy, ma. You're more... Darius, why would you say that? He gonna say, I like this Gamma. You're more attractive tonight. I can see it's already on. Where's the smoke? That's it. Darius, don't trigger me. Because you saying that is making me sound like making you sound like my last husband. You know, I've been married 3 times. Whenever he could make me so mad, I would get so mad. And then I look over, he got a smirk on his face. And I get so mad. Like, you think that's funny when you do that, and it's not funny. That's all his whole objective was to get me to a certain height so that he could just be so happy that he got me to that height. So don't you go trigger me, Darius. There's triggers. Hey, Granny K, how you doing? Thanks for the 10 jewels. I appreciate you. Blessing say, hey, Libra 4. Caitlin said, Lord, have mercy, Jesus. I see you, Caitlin. Let me see. Save the Woke said, hi to Granny K. She said, oh, wow. Caitlin said, wow. Right, wow. Hey, Tony. So what's going on up in here? Tony's people irritating me coming to my chat and don't want to like it and want to gawk and do all the things instead of getting up out of here if you don't like it. And then catch the replay. But I don't be caring about the replay. Because the replay gang is real strong. But I'm just saying, like, let me deal with my 10 people that come in here right now. And then go and get in that number. I don't want you in this number. I don't want you in this number. Darius say, hello, Libra and blessings. Y'all say hey to Darius. Tony, yo, man, you in here. Darius is in here. I'm hoping that we got more men because us women love to get the men's perspective. We're talking about battered men and why they stay. So I got y'all. I never been in a situation because y'all know I always tell y'all I ain't better and not a man because I believe in my heart a man can knock me sideways, and so I believe in that, and I believe they have strength that I don't want to ever encounter. So I don't do no physical stuff with no man at all, right? So I don't have no personal experience with that. I will hope that if anybody else knows anybody or is in that situation, y'all chime in at any time so y'all so we can have more engagement about it. I am not familiar with it, but I did go get some research on it so that I could be a help in that way. I'm not gonna say I wish I had more experience. I haven't had it. Don't ever want it. So I pray that it stays limited to what I can say about it. But if y'all been through it, if y'all know a case of it, a brother or cousin or anybody, or if you've been in it before, y'all can speak on it in the chat, and then we'll bounce off of y'all. Otherwise, I'm gonna give y'all the information that I found out. Okay. Let me see. Thank you, Kim, for sending that 10 jewels. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for that. Blessing say, hey, Kaylin, girly girl. Let's see. Chill Will say, hey, chat, blessing. Tony is saying, hey to Chill Will. Chill Will said, yes, that's what's up. Get my speaking real talk. Yes, Chill Will said, Tony, your man, blessings. Yes, so we got a couple men in here, y'all. I told y'all in the beginning, I don't know if y'all was here, I switched the men's room. Y'all know I've always done the men's room at about 6 o'clock 6:30 at like the latest, right? But I've been having so many men at the later part of the night. So I said, well, my point is to cater to them. So if they're in the chats later at night, we're about to have the men's room later at night, right? Let me see what this message, oh, that's Darius being held. Darius, when I see them holding your messages, I be thinking there's somebody talking crazy. I don't be knowing. So let me see. Let me let it in there. It says, who getting beat up by a girl? Darius, don't say that, Darius, because I don't want nobody to feel uncomfortable if they are in a physical situation. I want them to be open to like dropping down in the chat. Now, this is the reason. Are you saying that is the one of the reasons why I have written down, because the fear is a lot of times of people laughing at them. So this ain't no laughing matter. This is a serious matter. This is a real matter. So we gotta be careful about that tonight, dear. You know, we be going crazy in the night chat, but when it's a topic and a serious topic where people are losing their lives in it, we gotta give that information, you know, in a serious way, right? Okay, let me see. Saret said, get my stopping in and say hi before I fall asleep. Okay, Saret, thanks for stopping in. And he said, hey, Saret, thank you, Libra, for that 100 Sunday. I appreciate that. Hey, Angie, Saret said, please hit the like button, y'all. She said, yes, please hit the like button. We already went through that. I think everybody liked or left, which is good. All the likers I love, and I love all the people who left. I'm thanking them for that. Kim said, if you hit your man first, and well, let me say, if you hit your man first and can't control your temper, get ready for a reality check right in your face. Good luck to all the good men out there. That's my thing. That's what I always say. Like, before we get started, my opinion, my true opinion is I don't advocate for women to be able to hit on men. I don't advocate for saying if a man is hit by a female that he should always be able to walk away. Some people have a reflex. And if that child had a reflex, you ain't gonna win. I ain't gonna say 1,000%, but I will say it's a 99% chance you go be near death if they really want to get with you. So I just feel like women should not be putting their hands on men. Then you can just eliminate that. You need to leave the situation if it gets that bad. I do want the men to know if that happens. Like, if you can, just walk away, because you know what you could do to them. And they not thinking rationally. If you leave, they can't do it again. But if it's a reflex, like I'm thinking about if it was my son, and if it was a reflex, I'd be like, or if it was my nephew, I'd be like, and that's all to it. So I just think that people, both men and women, need to keep their hands to themselves. Okay, so we're not trying to like take away from men hitting on women. We're saying that men have pain just like women do. Okay, so they be in situations where they don't want to leave for specific reasons I then wrote down that we're gonna talk about, and know that they get caught up in this stuff, domestic violence, just like women do. Let me see. Darius said, I'm laughing at her, but respect to those ladies that can do it. Respect to ladies that could have hit the man. I know they ain't what you're saying, Darius. I know they ain't what you're saying. Tony, your man said, a man should never hit a woman no matter what. A real man got self-control. Like, yes. Like, but you know that, like, if somebody hits you, I've heard men say before that if they hit you, like, at some pressure points, it might do a reflex. Like, it's supposed to be somewhere in your nose or, like, in your eyes. I forgot what it was. Like, some pressure points that will cause a reflex right away before they can think. And because we don't know if a man is going to have a reflex, we need to just keep our hand. The women need to start with keeping their hands to themselves, and the men need to start with keeping their hands to themselves. We got to be adults knowing that it is never okay for nobody to hit nobody. Who, first of all, we advocate for people not to even hit on kids, something that they birth. What makes you think that it's okay to pick up your hand and swing it at another adult? Especially when 10 times out of 10 it's a situation where all you got to do is leave. All you got to do is pull off. But then a lot of times, male or female, they will try to pull off, and the person will make it possible or impossible for them to leave, and then the fight has to start because they made it impossible. Then that's a whole different situation. I'm talking about, if at all possible, if both parties can prevent putting their hands on each other, they need to do that, because it's not going to be right or wrong. I mean, no, it's not going to make it right for you to hit that person. It's going to be wrong. It don't matter what it's for. I don't care what they did. You don't have a right to put your hands on nobody. And that's all to it. So both parties need to refrain from doing that. Let me see what y'all saying up here. Um, we left on Tony Yeoman. Kim said, yes, in society, men seem to have to control themselves more as far as abuse. Because most of the time they're blamed, yes, but I feel for both genders, yes. We're gonna talk about them being scared of possibly being the police being called on them falsely, or their kids being taken away from them. Like, they have reasons in their mind that they should stay, just like women have reasons in their mind why they should stay. So, like, we're going to make sure we level the playing field here to say we're going to highlight the men who are in these situations. We hear a lot about women being in these situations, but it's rarely highlighted that men are in these same situations too. Let me see. Chill Will said, true, Tony, at all times, yes. Now, if she's life-threatening him, he has to protect himself. Yes, absolutely. We understand that as well. Yeah, because I told you I don't watch shows like that because it was too much crazy stuff in my spirit. I used to do every For My Man, Snap, all those things. And I just stopped all of it once because I used to binge watch that stuff like crazy. But it was a lot of stuff where the men didn't even see it coming. And these men, I mean, these women had them behind their back doing stuff. So they didn't even know it was coming. They didn't do nothing. So, like, it's not always a situation where they can get away. Sometimes it's like literally life threatening. And if that means he gotta, like, do whatever he gotta do to save his life, then he gotta do whatever he gotta do to save his life. We're talking about intentional, unnecessary, controlling your emotions on, like, arguments and stuff like that. No, I got that. Angie said, this is an easy one. Everyone keep your, that's all you gotta do. Everybody keep your hands to yourself. And that's all to it. That's just rule. That's just rule. Tony said, chill, Will. You right about that? Yes. Let's see. Darius, why they always holding your comments? Okay, what Darius said? Darius said, I don't think a good man would ever pick a woman that would put his hand on him. That's crazy, Gamal. What's expected of men is totally different from what we expect from a lady. But then what if it's like this? Andrew, I gotta unhide yours. They hid yours too. But what if, like, you know how people change, and like you get into a relationship with somebody and you're like, oh my God, they're the sweetest person. This is all I've been looking for. And then over time, people change. Over time, people can change for whatever reason. Whatever reason, it could be 1,000 reasons, they could change. When they change, they have to still be able to control themselves. And just because, you know how people send their representative, Derek, you got to know that. They'll send their representatives, and you may think that person is this way. You could have been with them for 5 years, 6 years, and all of a sudden things are different. People get divorces all the time because it changed from what it was in the beginning. So, of course, we want to, in the beginning, make sure that we're trying to select people who wouldn't do that. But I'm telling you, I know people. I know of 2 people. I told you about one girl, and I know of this guy. They literally feel like that is a form of showing that you, like, really care for somebody. The man thought that when women did stuff like that to him, that he really had her going. That's her showing that she ain't got no control. She loved, she loved him too much, and he felt like the more she did that, the more she loved him. And the girl that I told you about, she felt like if a man didn't do that, she argued me up and down. I was not able to persuade her. Nothing I said. We ended that conversation with her saying she believes that that is a way of him showing that he really cares for her. If a man does not put his hands on her, she said that she feel like he don't really care about her. So it's people out there that think like that too. Angie said, my niece showed her this past weekend by fighting her unborn child's father. Oh my God. He recorded her and now she's in jail. Now look at that. My son was real quick about that too. With his when people that he dealt with, they start acting crazy, he will pull out a record. I got so many recordings. He'd record them, send it to his mama, and be like, okay, I'm sending you the proof. I have so many recordings. I'm telling you, it's so fun. I used to be like, boy, if you get up out of there, it used to be so funny, but he was quick. First thing he do is push record. And I used to be like, yep, get your proof, get your proof. So yes, wow, Angie. Kayla said, I love for my man, I love for my man, yes, for my man, Fatal Attraction, to watch it all the time. Yes, I used to watch it all the time. It was just ridiculous. I was like, I gotta start watching this. Like literally, I'm scaring myself. I'm no longer married. I don't want to be having those thoughts in my head. And then plus, I'm never going to be married again if I keep watching this because I'm going to be scared of everybody I come across. So let me stop watching this so I can get this out of my spirit. It was bad, y'all. It was real bad. Let me see. Hey, man. How you doing? Like, comment, subscribe to her channel. She's worth every time. Every time. Thank you, Maine. I appreciate you. Share the channel. Enjoy her channel. Follow her channel. Thank you, Maine. Kayla said, I agree, Darius, with that first part. Maine said, every day something goes wrong. Okay. She will say, Angie, wow, dad, it's deep out here. Yes, it is. I hope she got out of there with that baby in her stomach though. But she gotta I hope she never tries it again. Because then the baby gonna be born, then it's gonna be fighting in front of the kids, and that's a whole different life right there. Kim said, there's a lot of situations where men have to stand up for themselves, yes, and try to keep it quiet at the same wait, hold on. Keep it quiet. Same with women, but men deserve more respect. Good men have control while their woman is abusing them. Yes, they do have control, but we got to talk about the women shouldn't be abusing them. Like, we're not trying to get the men to have control. We're trying to get them not to be touched. Just like the women don't want nobody touching them, they gotta learn how to get rid of the women. Don't control them hitting on you. Get rid of them because they'll do something to you in your sleep. It could get worse. So, and I think male or female, somebody that's why I could never be in an abusive relationship because I had a cousin who got into a fight. He hit her. She hit her head on the corner of a table and died. So like I can't play with you because if your punch don't hit me, if I fall the wrong way or something like that, or you hit me the wrong way in my head, I can lose my life. I can't take no chance like that. Like it can go beyond just like fighting. They don't have to like beat you to death. They can literally hit you the wrong way and you'll be gone. So yes, May said no. That's backwards. You don't have to be the woman to show you exactly. Totally backwards. You ain't got. You show me that you capable. You thought about like tell me that you had a nightmare about it or a dream about it, and then I'm probably out of there because I don't like play no games like that. So let me know you had any thought about it, and I will help you. I'm not gonna talk to you about it. I'm just gonna be gone. Then you'll know I just left because I don't trust you. If I talk to you about it, you might get triggered. I don't know what it is, but I am very scary in a relationship when it comes to stuff like that. If you raise your voice at me, I have a problem. I got a problem. I don't want no voices raised at me. I don't want no like crazy look, don't be looking at me crazy, none of that, because like I said, I didn't watch too many of those shows, and you show me something, I'll be believing you real fast. I believe you real fast. If you show me anything, I'm gonna believe you. So no. Main said, okay, I got the back word. Hey Corey, you made it in. Andy said Kim 100. Kayla said, hey, Corey. Corey said, hey, Caitlin. Andy said, chill, Will. Yes, yes. Kim said, yes, ma'am. That's what I was trying to say. But I didn't want to type a book. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's just the whole situation. Like, it ain't good for nobody. But we also going to talk about, when I get in these notes, that we are all talking about physical abuse. We're going to talk about all the other ways that they can be abused, just like all the other ways women can be abused. It's not always physical either. It's not always physical. Let me see. Angie said, Gamma, she has done this about 3 relationships with a girl and 2 with men. She confused in more ways than one, and to bring a whole baby into this world just crazy. Oh, that might mean that's just what she do. Like some people stay in those toxic relationships like forever. They stay in those type of relationships because that's the only kind of love language they really have, and it takes something traumatizing or something else spiritual maybe to get them out of that. I do believe people can change, so it's not like they got to stay like that. But when you practice stuff like that, and if it seems like it's working and you find love in that kind of negative behavior, you'll stay. It's possible you can stay like that. That's why you got to just know what you stand for. When people show you something, you need to know that I don't like judging people about past relationships at all. I don't like doing that. But sometimes, if you know that that person left out of a relationship with that type of behavior, you got to know that you got to be on the lookout that this may occur again. Like, it might occur again, because if they have a track record, although I don't want to say nobody is bound to something in the past, but like, just be aware of it. Watch out for the signs so that it don't repeat itself, basically. Let me see. Kim said, yes, Kayla and Angie. Chilwell said, no, it's not always physical. It can be mental, spiritually abused. Yes. Yes, it can. Let me see. Kim said, I was in an abusive relationship, both physically and mentally, and it's so draining. No matter who you are, get out of it. Like, people be having, and see, this is the thing. People, it's not like people cannot stop that. It has been people in the world, I'm sure, that stopped it, never returned to it, and lived happily ever after. So the people who are in relationships like that, they kind of, if they know of somebody like that, that makes them have hope. It's like, no, I watched my mother and father, or I watched my aunt and uncle, or I watched my friend. They never came across it anymore. So then they're comfortable, and because they saw it happen to somebody else, so they think that they will have peace one day too. So they're thinking, I love this person so much that I'm willing to wait for my day of peace to come. But then you don't even know, because your death day could come. Like, how that is too big of a chance to take. I don't feel like, some people I know feel like people care about them when stuff like that happens. Like, that might be feeling that might make them feel good. Like, say if they're doing it over jealousy, and then you're like, oh, they jealous about me doing whatever. That is not a cute thing. I think I did a live about when people are jealous before. It seemed like I remember doing a live like that. That is not a cute thing. That does not mean that the person loves you anymore. I don't care if they even tell you that. I really believe that if somebody puts their hands on me, I'm going to be getting really scared, because I think that means they hate me. I think that means you hate me and you'll do anything to me. Like, you waiting to take my head off. I can't go to sleep. I can't do nothing, because you waiting to really get me. And so that's my mindset. So I really don't understand the mentality of saying, oh, that must mean that she really loves me, or he really loves. Like, how you get that out of somebody who want to physically do harm to you? That's like, not, I don't get that. Like, so that's a mindset, and I don't know what triggers that kind of stuff. Or I think maybe when I did that live, I got some information, because like certain stuff, y'all, I'm not gonna have no information on. I'm gonna get the information I can get for y'all and give it to y'all, but stuff like that, I ain't gonna never know no information on that. He have to sneak me one good time, and then that'll be it. But I ain't got nobody to try me yet, but there will be one time, whatever it is, one and done. So if he do it, he gotta go and take me out of here, because it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. Let me see. Um, Hold on. I think it's because the mother gave. Okay, wait. So I got that. Okay, Kim, I'm so sorry that happened to you. Let me see. Andy said, I think it's because her mother gave her to the grandparents, and then she had two other children and kept them. You think that's why? Let me see. Darius said, men's feelings are different. When we get of age, we don't feel like dealing with nothing, especially when we have peace. Exactly. But I think that's men and women. Men and women. When you get to a point of like peace, like that's why it's so hard for me to date anybody, because I have so much peace now. It's like I can't imagine nobody taking the peace. So therefore, I think that just comes with a different level in life. Wherever you could get there 20, 30, 40, it don't matter what age, but when you get to that level in life, you don't allow stuff to jeopardize your peace. You ain't gonna let nobody take your peace. So no matter what is going on, you're not gonna let nobody take your peace. So therefore, you got to try to find somebody who's been through whatever they're going to be through, and they don't want to carry that on to more relationships, and make sure you're not compromising that. You want to make sure you keep them in peace, and make sure they are ready to keep you in peace, because that peace is something serious. It's something serious. Corey said verbal abuse. Yes, we got to get to my notes. Yes, verbal abuse is a word too. Like all that name calling, I'm not used to that. Like I've never been called out of my name in a relationship. Probably like all over this YouTube street, this ignorant stuff. I don't have like name calling in my real life. My family don't be name calling on each other. I never did no name calling within none of my relationships. Or if I called them a name, went in their face, they didn't hear me. That kind of stuff. But I never been around no name calling stuff. Like this is literally I've been all kind of names on YouTube, but then that's fine. That's not nothing that affects me. But how people live like that in day to day life, I'm not familiar with that because I feel like if you call me a name, you'll hit me. Like if you literally shape your mouth to call me something, I believe I start thinking you hate me, and I think that you'll hit me too. I think that even to think like that, I'm never gonna think to call a person in my life a name in their face. Even if I think something or behind your back or something like that. But people who are in my life, I'm never going to think to say that to your face unless I'm ready to end that relationship and never have nothing to do with you again. Then maybe so, but I still ain't never been challenged with that before. So like all that name calling, that verbal abuse, I can't do that either. Y'all, I'm probably gonna be single forever because I just have patience for very little. So I'm probably just gonna sit up in this house and just be my own best friend because I just can't do it. Let me see. Angie said, "Can I agree?" May said, "Hello, everyone in the chat." OG, hey OG. Let's see. We ain't married. We ain't domestic. We just. Oh my God. And if you try to come in here, I'm going let the alligator out. Lord, is that a song that sounds like it's a song in quotations or something? Kim said, "Yes, ma'am, Angie. It can be very hard, but can be done." Yes. Hey, Big Cap. Savo Pooby said, "Hi, Maine. Hi, Maine to Angie." Maine said, "Hi to Big Cap." Nice meeting you, Pooby. Maine said, "Let's see." Chill Will said, "Typo is a self-esteem issue." Yes, with better actions. And yeah, a lot of times I think it got a lot to do with self-esteem. Like in other ways, they're not whole or they feel vulnerable or, not secure. And they may help them put up with a lot of things that they may not have if they were more secure in certain areas. I believe that. Better actions took place with some women settling for domestic battery partner. A lot of you have to love. A lot of you have to love you more and seek counseling. Yes, you gotta learn. When you learn to love yourself, that's when you will not. I think you'll be less likely to put up anything with anything because if you love yourself, then you know how you want to be loved, and anything other than that, you're not gonna put up with. So the main thing is learning to love yourself. The average person who feels great about themselves, they've healed in areas they need to heal. It's very unlikely that they're going to put up with a lot. I believe that. Let me see. Thanks, May. Said, "Hey, Yolanda. Thanks for coming in the chat, Yolanda." Andy said Maine as well. Maine said, "Hello, Yolanda. Nice meeting you." Andy said, "Hello, Yolanda." Let me see. Maine said, "Me and Gamma are friends. I'm damn near international cap." Oh my gosh. Hello, Kim. Nice meeting you. Let's see. Chill Will said, "Gamma, I see they." Oh, hold on. I see they slide it in. Yes, let me see. Kim said, "Hello, Maine. Nice meeting you." Big Cap said, "Maine, you and me both." Darius said, "I don't think I can be verbally abused to having to be aggressive." Wait, hold on. I don't think I can be verbally abused to having to be aggressive. I can roast back. Men may cheat, but women are aggressors. That is a personality thing. That is not a female thing. I am definitely not an aggressor. And I don't think and there's a couple people in the chat that I don't believe will be aggressive. Of course, I don't know. I've never been in a relationship with the women in no chat or no women never were anywhere, so I don't know. But I believe that that's a personality thing. There are lots of men who are aggressive, and there are lots of women who are aggressive. That's a personality trait. That is not a gender trait. Darius. Okay, Yolanda says self-love, period. Yes, exactly. Like I'm looking like I got to meet somebody who can outdo me. Now, if you can love me just as much as I love me, we got something going. So, but it's going to be a hard thing to do because I be liking me. And the longer I stay by myself, I just really be liking me. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with me, y'all. because I just didn't learn how to master it. Main said, laugh out loud cap, for real, bro. Ski, broski. I know people, I know people in Sarin also. Exactly right, Sherry said. Hi, Sherry S. I hope you subscribe to the channel. Let me see. Darius said, a lady told, wait, why they hide your thing? Okay, a lady told me she'd rather me have sex with someone else than kiss someone else. Yeah, people do have different stuff that they say that they rather people like in a relationship because people, I guess people have their different things. You know, people have their deal breakers. And I guess that's her personal deal breaker, I guess. Let's see. OG said, "Nah, it ain't from a song. If I was testing your blackness, it was from the show Atlanta with Donald Glover and Matt Williams on there, and the cops came to his crib over the. No, don't test my blackness, OG. If you are new to this channel, I suck at movies. Like I literally like all the movies that people always say that's an icon in the movie industry for black people. I never know them. Like I just like if you name five iconic movies, 9 times out of 10 I don't know them. I don't for some reason I skip the movies. I don't know why I don't know them, but I'm not like a real big movie person, so I honestly don't be knowing. I don't. Okay, so y'all, we're about to start getting into the stuff that the information that I got for us, right? Okay, so we know that we're talking about battered men and why they stay. Some reasons why they might be staying. Chill said, Gamma, I know, hold on. Gamma, I know, that's right. If you can love me more than I love me or love the same way, we headed out a yellow brick road. Yes, real talk. A little sense of humor. Yes, like if you do that, I'm like, oh my gosh, if I could just, because that's what it's going to be evaluated as. Like I gotta see. Like let me see. If you gotta, you ain't gotta add up to nobody else. You gotta add up to me. And that's all to it. Okay, so battered men and why they stay. First of all, okay, so I want any men that's in the chat, if you know of anybody who's been in this situation, or if you have, I hope y'all feel comfortable to drop down in the chat and say so. If not, I understand, but I'm hoping that y'all can feel comfortable to do that so we can kind of like bounce off of each other. Or if you're in a situation, then if you feel comfortable with saying it, we could give you some pointers on what you should do. Well, we already discussed what we think you should do, but we can maybe help you talk through that, right? Sherry said, we are alike. I love myself first. I love living alone. I did subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes. I was married for a lot of years. Between all three of my marriages, when I add up them years, I used to always say, well, I'm used to being married. I'm used to being a wife. But now that the years are more years than the married years, I'm looking like, will I ever be comfortable with not being single? Because I'm so set in my ways to like everything I like to do, I can do. Like I don't have no accountability for nobody else. I don't have to check in on nobody else. None of that stuff. Even though I'm sure if I met somebody, I might like to do it because of the person. But right now, it's so freeing that I don't know. I don't have nobody to love, but other than my family, but myself. After my family, once I get everybody covered in my family, then I just have me for the rest of the love. So I'm like, yes, I love her. Let me see. Hey, one real one. Thanks for coming in. OG said I was taught that struggle is ordained, so I stayed because I thought it was normal. People will think that it's normal behavior. Yes, like if you've seen it before, if you've been in your own family, you watch your family members, you can literally, I'm telling y'all, the girl I talked to that I could not persuade, she felt in her heart. That's why I couldn't even try to say nothing else to her. I said all of the words I could say. She stood on business, and all I could do is respect her way of thinking. She thought it was normal to her in her life. It was normal. I would like to, that was so many years ago. I would love to call her. I still got access to calling her from Facebook. I feel like calling her saying, now that we are like, what, 15 years later, do you still feel like that? Do you remember that day I was driving and you told me that? Do you still feel that way? Because she could be at a whole different area in her life where she would be like, I was talking like a fool back then or something like that. I would love to know if she still feels like that. Because when you learn better, you do better. Darius said, if a man stays, he's not where he wants to be in life. Exactly. If a woman stays, both are not where they want to be in life because they wouldn't subject themselves to lose their life over nobody. Chill said we would love the men's feedback in the topic. Yes, Darius is out here. OG. Is they in here? They in here. Corey, they in here. Hey, Brittany. Brittany said, hey, get my boo in chat. I'll catch your replay. Okay, Brittany. I got you, girl. Let's see. Kim said, yes, I think it's sweet. You focus on the men's struggle, yeah, as much as anyone else's. You're a wonderful human being, Miss Gamma. Thank you, Kim. Yes, the men's room. We don't do it every Monday, but I try to get them all the Mondays I can get in, and they're dedicated to the men because we have to highlight them. We like I don't you don't always have to need a man in a relationship, but I feel like overall in some aspect of your life we need men. Like we need them there. We love them. We appreciate them. We honor them. So it don't always have to be that you have to tie them down in a relationship to feel like that. We can love on them wherever they are, whatever they are. Like all the virtual men, I love y'all virtually. If y'all was in my life, y'all was a cousin. I love you as a male cousin. We love our men. Libra Force said, Gamma, I just asked my husband, have you ever been a battered man? And he told me yes, but oh my God, Libra 4, no, he did not say that. Libra 4, do not be battering on your man. You cannot do that. Oh my God. Let me see. OG said, my first wife was really my first relationship. She cheated, stole, and lied all throughout the 10 years. 10 years. My God. And thought the drama was normal because I had nothing to compare it to. Well, it made me closer to my kids. See that? If you don't have nothing, that's in life, period. If you don't have nothing to compare nothing to, you don't be knowing nothing is no different. When my daddy kept giving me all those candy bars, those big old giant candy bars they used to make when I was a kid. I didn't know no better, so I was thinking I should eat the candy bars every time. He wasn't a kind to make me to hold me accountable. My dad, when my mom was saying stop giving her that, he kept giving it to her. I thought my mom was evil for telling him to stop giving it to me. I don't care what it is in life. If you don't know better, then you can't do better. But when you know better, then you're responsible. That makes you responsible when you learn something better. You know, whatever it is, it don't matter what it is. Once you learn it, then I don't know, you have a hard way of getting out of that. Then it's a different kind of accountability. You got to just go with the flow and know that that's you deciding to take the responsibility to take care of that situation. It's gonna go back on you then. Let me see. Darius said, okay, I got that. No, that wasn't Darius. That was OG. Brittany said, oh, Grandma, the package haven't came. Oh, I'll check it. Hold on, y'all. Let me check something real quick. Really quick. Thanks for letting me know, Britt. Oh, it says arriving tomorrow. Is your address on here? Oh, you already gave it anyways. But it says, oh, can you see? Arriving tomorrow. Okay? So let me know tomorrow for sure. If it don't come tomorrow, then I'm going to have a problem because they told me Saturday. Okay, Brittany? Okay, Darius said, if I marry you, there's a lot more leeway because that's ordained by God. But if you expect me to take care of you, I don't want to pay for your livelihood. The deal with drama and deal with the drama. So, Darius, you believe, and I always have to ask people this because like I just be like, I don't know, my mama always laugh about, let me tell y'all this about my mama. This is how she feel about me in these marriages. So I said, Ma, the last marriage, I was like, Ma, you were supposed to wear something. I gave the color that she was supposed to wear. I was like, Ma, you were supposed to wear this color. She was like, girl, I'll wear that on the next one. I was like, Ma, no, you did not just say that. Like I just get married every week or something. I was like, do not be saying that to me. But that's what she said. But that's what I'm saying. That I'm not going to really stick around. Like I wouldn't. I believe in ordained marriages. But in any of those 3 marriages or the 4th one to come, because it's coming, the 4th one to come, if you put your hands on me, then I'm going to have to take that up with God because I can't be there. Like, I'm not going to say, oh, you put your hands on me, but this marriage is ordained. I'm going to be like, oh, I made a mistake and this is of the devil. This is what this is because I know that God would not have sent me a soul here to put their hands on me. So I don't know about that, Darius. We think differently on that. I'm gonna think. Kim said, "I'm so sorry about that OG." Say, right, blessings to you, OG. Man, blessings. No, it's Brittany doing that. Brittany, and Brittany said that 100 as and a high five. Thank you, Brittany. Let me see. This message was held. What was held? Brittany? She said, "I will boo." Why would they hold "I will boo"? Okay, they just want to be holding something tonight. Okay. May said, nice meeting you, Kim. Nice meeting you, Brittany. Deary said, my baby just went to college, so I'm freely, I'm sorry, I'm free finally. I got time to kind of to find a good light. Y'all make sure y'all remember that I'm half blind, and so I could have gotten some glasses, but I always refuse to do that. So I'm always squinting. So your comments is going to be wrong until I reread it to make it right. Okay, so Darius said my baby just went to college, so I'm free finally. I got time to find a good lady. That's right. So you got your responsibilities out the way, and you can focus on that, right? Likewise, my main Brittany said, Libra Forest said, this is a good topic, Emma. Yes, it is. Okay, let me get to the stuff, y'all. Y'all can still drop in the comments, but I want to give y'all the information. I'd be happy when I do research to come and give y'all the information I got. So, first of all, this is a topic that is greatly overlooked. Whenever we hear the word domestic violence, we got to tell the truth. Y'all put a 1 in the chat. When you hear domestic violence, is the first thing that comes to your mind that this must be a female who is being abused? Put a 1 in the chat if that's your initial thought. Not if you think about it for 2 minutes, but your initial thought. If somebody brings up domestic violence, do you first think that it must be a woman? Let me see what Sherry said. Sherry said, again, I agree. If he puts his hands on me, it's time for me to go. Yeah, I gotta go. I just gotta go. I'm too scared. I'm just too scared. I'm scared that you're gonna do something to me. But you put your hands on me, I'm probably gonna be scared what I'm gonna do to you too. So therefore, I'm gonna be the bigger person and I'm gonna leave. Like right away. That day. That minute, like never to be seen again. I don't care what I left behind, like that kind of thing. So yeah, like no phone calls, number change, new address, everything else. So I just can't do it. So Yolanda and Darius are in the chat putting their number 1, saying that initially when you hear the words domestic violence, you are going to think that it's a female. Okay, so that's what lets you know this is a really overlooked topic because we think like that. Our mentality is on, and it could be. Thank you, Sherry, for that 1. It could be that statistics. I should have got those statistics. I didn't think about that. I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm not positive that this happens with women more than men, but that does not take away the fact that men are feeling that same pain in relationships too. It might not be equal in percentage, but it's happening. And if it's happening at all, that's good enough to talk about. Okay? So I just hope that somebody in this chat, I don't hope that they're going through it, but I hope if somebody in this chat is going through it, that before the end of the night, they can really think about this and like do something to save their lives. Because I'm telling you, your life is on it. In my opinion, your life is on the line. Yolanda said, you put your hands on me, you're coming up missing. Oh my God, Yolanda. Like, I don't know. I don't know what my reaction would be. I'm like, I don't know. I probably would be so distraught. And my daddy's not here either. I just would be like, my dad ain't here, my son ain't here. Like, literally, I don't know. Like, I would just be calling my daddy, like, Daddy, can you, I don't know. So, I don't know. I just would be, I don't even want to know. I don't want to know. Okay, so, we talked about the fact that we think instantly that it's women, right? But a lot of men silently face this kind of abuse. Silent. They are first to be silent because of the reasons I'm going to give you later. Because they don't want to be outed by thinking. Well, I'll get to that part. Let me see. Kim said, I've only slapped my ex back, which was an abuser. Oh, and I still felt bad. He had me completely brainwashed. Was years ago though. Okay, so you move from it. You move from it. Darius said, women in Detroit have guns, so I'm out of there. Right. I gracefully, yes, gracefully. It's like I'm never gonna see the fight. You would never be able to get me to be riled up with you. If you did something like that, I would go and shot and I'll act like everything's fine. I would just, they'll be like, oh, you're the nicest person after I popped you. I'll be acting like everything is fine, looking like as soon as you get it, I'm not going to be trying to like pack no bags in front of you. I ain't doing none of that. You going to think everything is fine. What you hungry? Let me get your food. Let me do all those things. As soon as you either go to sleep or leave out the house for 1 second, because I don't believe in agitating those situations. I ain't going to agitate you because I know you could be a iller. You could be an murderer. Now I know you're capable of that. I'm going to wait until the coast is completely clear and leave out of that door and never to be seen again. Like, that's just all to it. I'm just going to disappear. Because I don't trust stuff like that. I have no trust in that. I feel like you out of control, so you don't know what you're going to do. How I know what you're going to do if you don't know what you're going to do? So, no, I'm not doing that. Okay, so, Okay, so we know that the abuse can be physical, emotional, and mental, and it can also be where the man have nowhere to turn. Just like sometimes we think, well, the women don't have anywhere to turn, the men may not have anywhere to turn. Just like um, if they're in a relationship and they're up under the same household, if that's where his money goes to that household, he don't have an extra house somewhere in case this happens, just like a female wouldn't. He don't have nowhere to go. This is his house. This is where he lives. Where will he go other than like a hotel immediately or maybe a friend's house? So that could be the reason they could be feeling like, if I leave here tonight, I literally don't have nowhere to go, just like females, right? Let me see. Yolanda said, I guess I was lucky. I was married 36 years before my husband passed. He never put his hands on me. Yes, you were blessed, Yolanda. Yes, you were. Kim said, so sorry for your loss, Yolanda. Blessings to you, lovely. Yes, absolutely. Kim, thank you, she said. Yes, Yolanda, I heard you say that on your channel before, how you were married for 36 years. I know that if my second husband, my deceased husband, if he would have never passed away, that was just like my soulmate. I know that we would have been together to this day. And I do believe that people can have more than one soulmate, too. I think we had that line before. Okay, so the whole thing about this is that we want to get out of the habit of comparing like a man hitting a woman versus a woman hitting a man, and knowing that it is the same abuse. It's the same abuse. Nobody gets a pass because you're a female and your hit might not hurt as much as a man. Nobody should be hitting on each other, and that's just all to it. So knowing that, we know that all this with thinking that men should just be tough or strong, all of that thinking like that, there's just been too long for people to be thinking that way. It's like over for that. People ain't putting up with that no more. The men gonna start speaking out just like the women gonna start speaking out. They gonna do what everybody else do. They don't if they don't deserve, or they don't deserve to be hit on, just like the women don't. We're gonna talk about all the people. So again, we're gonna thank Blessings Hot Topic. Blessing, I keep putting the S on it. Blessing Hot Topics, because she's the one who came up with this topic. I was talking about the men's room, and I was saying that I have topics lined up, and she put in the chat this one. And it was another one. I got it written out on my cards, but I forgot which one it was. It was another one. It was two. So this was the one that I want to do first, okay? So it says, okay, why we're going to talk about why this topic even matters, right? Listen to this statistic, y'all. These people said studies show that 1 in 3 men have experienced some form of intimate partner violence in their lifetime. 1 out of 3 men. That is so. That's almost saying like every man. 1 out of 3 men. That is a big giant percentage. I'm like, what is that? That's like, hold on. That's like 33%. 33% of men have been in some type of intimate partner violence. That's so crazy. But I was like 1 in 3. So you line up 6 men, 2 men are in some type of abusive relationship. I couldn't believe that. So that's just sad to say that it could just be like a situation, or it has been a situation. Well, I'm not gonna say overall, but the overall situation is that men just don't speak up. They don't speak up, and that's just the ones that we know about. What if there's ones out there that they weren't able to do statistics on because they never want to say nothing about it? Let me see. Yolanda said, "Wow, that is mind blowing." I was like, "Wow." Okay, so that this is often due to society wanting to say what? Be strong. Men got to be strong. They got to tough it out. They can't be victims. All of those crazy things, right? But a lot of times, if it's our son, if it's our fathers, if it's our brothers, then we want to think something different. No, across the board, these are the situations that they tell all of our men, and that this is everybody is somebody's brother, son, or something like this. So they don't have to be strong. They don't have to tough that like that out, and they are a victim. If somebody putting their hands on them, they are a victim. Let me see. She will say, Yolanda, yes, 36 years. Lord, she said being married is a powerful blessing. My heart goes out to you. The dedication, etc. of that love. Life was a blessing always. It didn't happen. Wait, if it don't happen that long. Part one. If it Let me say, okay, Kim said, you're more than welcome, and men get blamed so easily for things they didn't do. Yes, causing women with real issues not to even matter. Yes, it's ridiculous in my opinion. Some women take advantage too much. Yes. Yolanda said, chill, Will, thank you. It was not easy. Right. You had to work at it, right? Chill Will said, part two. Yolanda, that's so awesome. That's a blessing always. You can be a motivator on marriage on your channel. Ooh, yes, she could. On your channel, when or if you're ready to talk about it, people need to know genuine love. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So those are the things that society want the men to, stay focused on. Not focusing on them being a victim, but want to say just stay strong, stay tough, right? Basically, so that kind of thinking traps them into silence, shame, and fear. Okay, so they are going to be silent about it because you kind of like question their manhood if they say something about it. And shame of knowing that they want to be in a relationship with the person that's hitting them. They still want to be there, so they kind of like shame about that. People want to talk down on them and all that, so they might be shamed because of that. And the fear of this lady might kill me. If I leave up out of here, she told me what she's going to do. She may kill me. So they have those same feelings as women. Darius says, as soon as a guy say something, he, as soon as the guy say, exactly, as soon as the guy say something, they start saying, nah, you gay. Now you gay. Now you got to be gay. But to be honest, he is kind of weak to accept abuse. That does not mean he's gay though at all. That has nothing to do with being gay, and it don't mean that he's always weak. Darius, I said I want you to be fair here. That does not mean that he's weak, or he could be like, but not like weak as a man. He could just be weak for the relationship or something like that. Like that. I don't think like he's weak as a man. It's just like they got feelings too. They have feelings too. You know, it's a great idea, Chill. Well, yes, it is. No, who said that? Look at Steve came up in here. No, he got Steve listening, gonna bust out the bushes, talking about not gay. I'm not gonna let y'all say that. Nope, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. Okay, so let's talk about the types of abuse men experience, right? Okay, first of all, we already said that abuse is not always physical. So some men are constantly belittled. Now, being belittled is a form of abuse. If you're always saying, "Dang, you can't never keep no job," or "You don't never do the yard work," or "You act lazy," or "You'll never help cook or clean," belittling him for things over and over again, just like women. How you can talk to a woman and say those same things to the female. You can be saying those same things to a man, and that is a form of abuse. It's a form of abuse. Manipulating him, using any type of form of a manipulation, like manipulate him, thinking, how some women want to say, okay, if you don't do it, he will, somebody else will, all that kind of stuff. That's a form of manipulation, okay? That's manipulating somebody, and that's abuse when you excessively doing that. And made to feel worthless. Now y'all are, and I know everybody in the chat know that that's a dumb one. You start being in a relationship with a man and you want to make them feel worthless about something, you might as well hang it up. You might as well hang it up, because that is going to show in that relationship, because that's going to put that man in us. Even if he don't feel like he's worthless, but the fact that you treat him like he's worthless, he sure enough gonna show out now. You really did made a mistake. You think you're doing something by making him feel like that, thinking that's gonna make him better. I don't know if you're going to find out about it now, but he's going to show out. No man is going to sit there for that. The fact that women think that they can be in a relationship and make men feel like that and think it's okay, it's not. And he got something for you. You can believe that. They never forget stuff like that. I don't care if stuff is okay later. They're never going to forget that. That's just not possible. Okay, let me see. Okay, Steve said I just dropped in. Okay, Steve, thanks for dropping in. Steve said, that's not abuse, facts are facts. Okay. Omar said, you okay, Chill Will. Got those hearts for Yolanda. Omar. Hey, Omar. Steve said, some dudes are worthless. Absolutely. Some dudes are worthless. Some women are worthless. Some women are worthless. Some dudes are some people are worthless. But if you're in a relationship with somebody, and if you feel like they're worthless, and you feel like you have to keep telling them they're worthless, there's something wrong with you. Because I'm not getting ready to be in a relationship over time Now, there's one thing if you found out they're worthless and then you're just going to make that move. But you're in a relationship and you think that the okay thing to do is to be with the male or female and say you just want to keep telling them that they're worthless, then that says more about you than it says about them. If you feel I'm worthless, move on then and go get your worth. Evidently, you think you worthless, like you can't do no better if you sitting here with me. So that don't make sense to go complain. Nobody needs to be with nobody that they complaining about. Like I always say, I had 3 of them husbands. One was my deceased husband. I'm never going to complain about those men because I feel like I'm a good judge of character. They totally respected me the entire time. If we grew apart and we weren't compatible, then that's one thing. But they were good men to this day. To this day, I can talk to them or anything. Like we have no problem. We didn't have no problem the day we got divorced. The day after we got divorced. Like oh, but not my first husband. Y'all know I don't like him because he wasn't I couldn't respect him as a father. So his thing is out the door because I couldn't respect him because he wasn't a father to my kids. But all the rest of but I respect him as a man. I can't lie about that. Like him just being the man he is outside of a father. I'm not, well, I don't want to respect you period because the way you did my kids, but I have to say that I can't say nothing bad about that. I can't say nothing bad about the man you are. You just were a horrible father for whatever reason, and that was your choice. That's between you and your kids. But I'm not gonna respect nobody who disrespect my kids. But other than that, I'm never gonna. Not only the husbands, any relationship I ever been in. If I've been in a relationship, I still think you're a wonderful man. If I chose you at any time, you are a wonderful man. If we were not compatible, that's a whole different story. So no, I don't believe in nobody being in a relationship belittling nobody because you ain't got to be there. It's going to be a bigger reflection on you than it is them. Let me see. Omar said, "How are you doing?" Caitlin Darius said, "These new men are women." Omar said, "Peace and love to the chat. Cheers, everyone. Thank you, Omar." Kayla said, "I'm good. Thanks. How you doing, Omar?" Steve said, "Get out the relationship. Yeah, that's so easy. I do it all the time. Like, just get out. Like, okay, evaluate, talk it through, express your feelings, give expectations. Nothing changes. All you got to do is leave. It's so easy. I promise y'all. I promise y'all. You can do it quickly. You ain't got to talk about it no more. You owe nobody nothing. That's it. Okay, if you got kids, you owe a conversation about something. But I just had kids with my first husband, so anybody else I didn't owe anything to. Like I'm out of here, and that's all to it. If you feel like I can express what I need from you, you don't want to give it to me. It does not mean that you're a bad person. It means that you don't want to do what you need to do to have the relationship with me. You'll probably be better for somebody else, and that's it. That's all to it, and everybody is good. Okay, let me see. Omar said, good to know you're good, Caitlin. Yolanda said communication is key to a great relationship. Yes. And not only communication, but like understanding how to communicate. Because people have to be on the same wavelength, even with communicating. But my deceased husband, like the way we were like super communicators with each other. It's like the way we would break things down and understand that nothing is going to be a go until we both are like, we here together, we here, and that's it. We don't move forward unless we're in that space. Like, it's not like some people communicate, but their way of communicating is flawed. Or it's flawed when it's up against the way you communicate. So you got to be compatible in your communication. Because some people think if they just fuss and let you know and the way they present the information to you is good communication because they said it. But no, a lot of times it's the way you say things. You have to know how to communicate and be compatible with the next person and their communication for it to work. Chill Will said, it's a two-way street. Yes, it's a two-way, and that's all to it. It's just not a one-way. As spoiled as my daddy have me, I still had to like bow down in my relationships and know the world is not going to be mine. It's not going to be just me. I have to consider another person. And if they're going to be my husband, I almost got to consider them first to make sure that everything is good, as long as it's healthy in our relationship. So absolutely, it's two ways. And there's no way you can think of it no other kind of way. Omar said, I'm fine, Caitlin. Only my hands hurt a bit. Okay, Caitlin said, hope you feel better. Omar said, worthless comes in different forms. Yes, it does. You can be worthless in a lot of different areas. That's for sure. Kim said, Two men together or two women together, treat them as you want to be treated, with respect. Absolutely. You got to respect the person. All those putting their hands on each other and all that kind of stuff, that only happens if you don't respect the person. If you respect the person, you're never going to put your hands on them. If you don't respect them, you don't mind knocking them out. So that's all to it. If somebody put their hands on you, already they have no respect for you. And I believe that wholeheartedly. I'm gonna stand by that. Omar said, "Yes, thanks, Caitlin. I've got a broken hand. Oh, and the time's cold, so you know how that goes. Okay, Omar. I hope you feel better." Yolanda said, "Yes, ma'am." Omar said, "Gamma, I think there's more to these questions." Okay. Okay, so we talked about manipulation and feeling worthless. Chill Will said, is being compatible, yes, and communicating loyal and respect will win in the relationship. Absolutely, it's easy and it's not even hard. Like a lot of people say, relationships are hard. And it's hard for me to say that because as long as parties are on the same page, it's always been the easiest thing. It's literally easy. It don't get hard until you start pushing back from what the other person wants, and then now you have static and you try to work it out, and that's what makes it hard. But if you stay on the same page and you work towards that before you even get to those hard times, it's easy. Like my second husband, our relationship from beginning to end was like so freaking easy. Like I was like, this child was born for me. I was born for him. So I believe that good things that are meant for you come easy. I just believe that in any aspect of life. And I feel like if a person is for you and y'all have the same mindset and y'all really have each other best interest, for the most part, you know, anybody can have situations that come up. For the most part, I believe it'll be easy. Okay. So another thing they said, isolation from their families. You know how some people want to say like, oh, well, your mama don't like me, so you shouldn't be going over there, or your cousins don't like me, so you'll need to be hanging around those cousins. That's a form of abuse. Trying to isolate folks from their family, or being financially controlled, like saying, okay, you get paid, okay, give me the check because I need to pay the bills. Like trying to keep money out of their pockets, things like that. That financial control, though, that's another way of abusing someone. Let me get this. Omar said, hold on. Omar said, I don't really think we all we all know real answers to these questions, as questions are more the answers. Yes, we can only go by. I'm gonna give all the answers I think, and everybody in the chat, they just give in like what they think. We're giving opinions and what we think is right. If other people can be in the chat and think, nope, I totally disagree, and then if that's the way they think, they can. But I'm gonna say all the stuff that I think is right over here. Um, hey James. James said hello, my gorgeous friend. How are you doing? I'm doing good, James. Omar said, is it possible for me to be with someone I don't love, but loves me, and I still stay? Ooh, we doing a topic. I'm going to screenshot that. We doing that topic. That's a topic. That's a topic to do, Omar. Staying with somebody. Is it possible to love someone, be with somebody that you don't love? Y'all just say it in the chat. Y'all give them an answer that y'all think. I don't know. I have to think about that. Like I gotta read. That's a deep thing, so I gotta research stuff like that and then try to form an opinion. So I don't know. Kim said, women can be hard to communicate with. Speaking as a woman, laugh out loud. So I understand men struggle, but also depends on the women, or what Chill said, communication. Absolutely. Omar said, that's what the problem is. We've only got our opinions, but not the real facts. Because I think I don't think that in every situation is going to be factual. It's going to be very conditional on what's going on in a lot of independent relationships. So since we don't know what goes on in every relationship to make a ballpark figure, I'm going to always go with the safest thing, and that's going to be get out before you die. Like, because we know death can happen. Like I said, somebody could hit you a wrong way and you hit a corner, then you die hitting the corner. So I'm just always going to say, to wrap it all up, keep your hands to yourself. Regardless of what your individual reason is, you hit her or he hit you, to keep your hands to yourself as a whole. And I'm going to make that a fact. Keep your hands to yourself. Let me see. Maine said, James, my bro, how are you? Darius said, hello, Omar. Yolanda said, no, Omar, don't do it. Right? Exactly. Hey, Antonio. Let me see. Steve said, I can stay with you and don't even like you. Steve said he can do it. I know a couple of people in my family that do stuff like that. I don't think that I can do it because I like to be happy, and if it's somebody I don't really like, then it's not gonna make me happy. But I know a couple people that can do it. I know a couple people that can do it. Kaylin said, "Yes, Omar, could be. Maybe you're just there because they love you, so you're just there for the benefits, right?" People do that. Omar said, Darius and Yolanda, that's just your choice. So that will obviously be your opinion. Kim said, I don't think it's healthy to stay with someone you don't love, no matter how much they love you. Your feelings matter just as much. Yeah, I wouldn't work for me. Yolanda said, Omar, I wish you well. Kayla said, people do that all the time. Yeah, they do. Darius said, if I don't like you, I'm always open to what's next. That's not fair to you, right? Yeah, I'm not trying to like. There could be a reason to make me do that, but I do know some people who do it for whatever reasons. But that's what floats their boat. People are different. They got a choice. That don't cause no harm to nobody. That ain't like nobody can like I said, if they hit you, you can hit your head, you can pass away, or they can do whatever. That's not no physical damage. So I don't know. That's a preference, I guess. Okay. Okay, so some are physically assaulted, and when they try to get help, they're laughed at or told they must have done something to deserve it. Like instead of the fact of just saying you keep your hands to yourself, they're actually told that you have to deserve that, or you must have did something to make them do that, and that don't have to be true at all. And all that laughing at men because it's happening like that at this point, that's immature, especially when we got all these For Your Mans out here. I mean, For My Man is the name of it. For My Man, that show. We see how these women are doing these men, so you know it's not a laughing matter no more. They actually televising this for us now, so it's something serious. People are losing their lives with this. Um, um, Kim said, "I don't think it's healthy." Yolanda said, "Yeah, okay, wait, okay, hey, uh, Lil 168, thanks for those hearts. Thanks for coming to the chat." Omar said, "Not because you can't doesn't mean others don't, as we got XXXX." Okay. Joshua said, my girl is in it for the food. Okay, okay. Omar said, I didn't mean to interrupt the chat with my question. Thanks for your answers, y'all. Steve said, it's simple. Don't put your hands on other people in physical violence because you cannot dictate to them how they must react. That's what I think, Steve. That's what I'm saying. You can't dictate it. Keep your hands to yourself. It ain't even shouldn't even be up for debate. How are you going to justify that it's okay ever to put your hands on anybody? I don't think nobody can do that. Tell me why is a good reason to put your hands on somebody. It ain't none. Caitlin said, right, Joshua. Some in it just for the money too. Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about these ways that abuse can look. Abuse can look like these things: being slapped, punched, or hit with objects. All that is a form of abuse. We kind of know that. Constant insults or humiliation, like waiting until you get in front of people, know you acting out, know you shaming them or trying to embarrass them. All that kind of humiliation, that is abuse. Being monitored or controlled, like trying to know where they are every second, calling their phone. They can't go to the store. You call them while they're at work, doing all of that. All of that monitoring and controlling, that's abuse. It's abuse. Try to control who you're talking to, where you go, all those kind of things. Having money or personal things taken away, like anything, like any type of money. I can't think of a personal thing for an adult. That's almost sound like being like a kid. I don't know what man is gonna let somebody take their personal things, but it could happen. I don't know. I've never been in that situation. But if these women are around here doing something with these folks' money and their personal items, that's abuse. It's abuse. And being threatened with false accusations, like how a lot of women do want to say they're going to call the police, all knowing that the man did not do anything to him, but threatening that with them, he may have a warrant or he might be already had a background, or you know that he's trying to keep from having a background. He may have a job that he cannot have the police called on him for some reason, or anything like that. They might be trying to take a position in a community away from them, trying to do things to um, give them a bad name for themselves in the public eye. So all of those things are forms of abuse. It's abuse. Let me see. Kaylin said, right, Josh, for some of us. Okay, for the money. Omar said, Steve, that's not possible uh, to not put hands on others. Omar said, anyone willing to challenge me on if abuse can stop or not? Let's go. I do. I know people where abuse stops, so I know it can stop. Steve said, some of those are foreplay for some. It is. It definitely is. Kayla said, I like challenges. Right. It definitely can be. It definitely can be that. Okay, so all those are forms of domestic abuse on men. When this is happening on men, it's domestic abuse just like it's domestic abuse for women. Okay? So, why are some things that may be some reasons why men don't report it? Let's see. Yolanda said, Omar, you might need some counseling. Omar said, okay, Kaylin, I feels you. Let's go. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's talk about why many men don't report the abuse being done to them. A big part of the problem is usually fear. It's fear. Fear of being believed. They think people might not believe them. Being seen as being weak. Like I think Darius said that earlier. The fear of being seen as being weak. They don't report it. They'll lose their kids because you know these a lot of females out here will tell them they will never see their kid again, and men don't want to lose their kids just like women don't want to lose their kids. Okay, if you're the kind of person that don't want to lose your kids, I guess some women don't mind losing kids either, but they may fear that they'll never see their kids or it'll be a long time where they won't see them until they go to court. All of that, so to just prevent going through all of that, they will just stick with it. Even being arrested if the police are called. Like, they don't want to be arrested. They don't want to get a record because of this. It's looking like I don't want to go do time. I don't want to lose my job trying to go to jail for this situation. And she could be falsely accusing me on it. Right? Okay, let me see. Thanks, Yolanda. She said, Darius, yes. Kim said, if you're being abused, leave. It may take time to realize you need to, but leave, Omar. I'm just saying, in my own opinion, don't hit a woman and don't let a woman hit you. Absolutely, Kim, I agree with you. Um, let's see, Darius, wait, they hit the comment. Okay, Ninja, you just need to dump your chick. Okay, so where was I at? Where was I at? Okay. Okay, so that's why it's important to have this discussion, right? Because silence protects abusers, not victims. So all the silence does when men are not speaking up about this, it protects the abuser. You are protecting your abuser when you don't speak out on it and try to get help or leave the situation. It does not protect you at all. That's not protecting you out of anything. It's only protecting your abuser, okay? Which is giving them more power to do it over and over and over again, right? Okay, so we're going to talk about the real impacts on men. Emotional scars can be as deep as the physical ones. So like all that belittling, and things like that, embarrassing them and stuff like that, that can be just as deep as putting your hands on somebody. So we talked a lot about the physical, but there is a lot of mental abuse that goes on that can be much more scarring than the actual physical hit itself. Some men will probably want to be slapped before they hear some of the things that people will say to them, and the ways they will make them feel. Okay, so we got to realize that those emotional scars run deep. Okay, many of the male survivors battle depression. Like, that can get them into depression, anxiety, or PTSD. Like, literally, they can like have all these things going on them just because they don't, for whatever reason, they feel like they should stay. All of that can be caused, right? They might struggle with trust later and with other relationships. They might have not, it'd be hard for them to trust the next person or even their own identity. They'll stop trusting their own identity for people giving them all that emotional abuse and have them thinking something about themselves that they don't want to think. They never thought of. Let me see. Um, Yolanda said, I'll talk with you later. I can't, oh my gosh. Kim, do I get, yes, my friend. Okay, let me see. Okay. Caitlin, oh no, Kim, I'm sorry. Kim said, Omar, I was in an abusive relationship. Yes, it's possible. If a woman wants to get violent with you, immediately leave if you can. If it's self-defense, then it's a little different. Right. Okay, so now, okay, so that's why creating this awareness supports and supporting this matter is much needed, y'all. The healing starts when people feel seen. When the men are in this situation and they feel like they're seen, then they may be more amped to bring it out and get help about it. Okay, not like they have to scream it to the world or anything, but get help and be able to get the help that they need to get out of the situation, right? Or at least get counseling in it or something, work towards it stopping and ending or whatever, right? So let's talk about some ways to get help. Now, it is a place that you could call called the National Domestic Violence Place, right? It's a hotline, 1-800-799-7233. Or you can text that number at 1-800-799-7233. And you just text the word START, START. You text the word START to 88788. So you can call that number or you can text the word START to 88788. And I'm assuming if you text it, they'll text you back and you can have a text conversation. Okay, you can also call or visit the domesticshelters.org. Find that in your area, and they help men, men and women. So that's the domesticshelters.org. Just find that in your area. So that's a local thing. They have them in different areas, I'm assuming. Okay, so, and then this one, they have especially for men, y'all. This is especially for men. It's called the Men's Domestic Abuse Helpline. And that's at 1-800, I'm sorry, not 1-800, 1-888-743-5754. Okay, the Men's Domestic Abuse Helpline at 1-888-743-5754. Okay, so we just got to remember that abuse does not have a gender. Pain is pain, and until we start making like space for all victims to be heard, the healing can't happen the way that it should happen. Okay. So we got to think about this as an equal thing. So next time we hear domestic violence, hopefully that first thing we won't think about is women. We'll think about it's the domestic violence situation, and it could be either or. So if y'all been through this before or know somebody, make sure y'all share the information with them. Have them rewind the video, get the telephone numbers that they may need. And I thank everybody for dropping in the chat. Now the one thing I did want to announce, let me get y'all comments, and then I want to announce that I'll be having a second part of this. If I get 2 or more emails at itsgammasworld@gmail.com, if I get 2 more, then I'm going to do a second part of this called Healing and Recovery for Men Who Experience Abuse. So if I get 2 or more, I will hold that. So if you know someone or if you are going through that and you email me at itsgammasworld@gmail.com, we're going to go to Zoom in a more confidential space, and we'll have a session well, it won't be a live because we won't be on social media, but we'll have like a workshop, or not workshop, but it's not a live, a Zoom. We'll have a Zoom regarding healing and recovery for men. Okay, so if I get a response to that, then I'll have it. If not, then I'm gonna assume that y'all are gonna use those resources and get help if you need it. Let me see. Kim said, let's see. We got Darius said, yes. I don't have to be abused to be in a relationship. Just treat each other like you want to be with each other. Yes. Don't be no I cannot with Darius. Let me see. Kim said, yes, I understand you completely, Omar. It's not always that easy, especially for men, but try your hardest if you are in that situation to take a step back. Kayla said it's not easy. Some people may have to get out of it. Yes, exactly. Darius said, Gamma, are you coming on later? Or is this it? I don't know. What is it? 11 o'clock already? Oh my God, it's already 11 o'clock. It's already 11 o'clock. Omar said, it don't, let me see. It not only is a man thing, it's also a woman, but um, why does these things happen with the energy that cause such behavior? I have no idea. Kayla said it can be caused by a number of reasons. Yeah, that's an individual thing. Hi, Buddha. Dating is dead? Oh, my God. So I have no hope? Lord. Okay, let me see. Kim said, Omar, some people just aren't good people. Yeah, there's really not an answer I have. Yeah, they can be insecure. Yep, cheating, both like anything. Yeah, that's an individual thing. All we know that people may have their individual reasons. There could be so many reasons that all we know is that we got to stay safe. That's what I do know. People got to stay safe. I might not have had this experience, but I do know that people need to stay safe. So let me see. Caitlin said Buddha 100. Buddha said, where's the love? Right? Where's the love? Why people back in the day, people be in these relationships and just be loving all on each other. And it was so rare that stuff like this was happening. But now, whew, the world is just different now, y'all. So it's already 11 o'clock. And it's 12 o'clock in some places, even 1 o'clock in some places. So, Darius, I'm probably not coming back live tonight for the random night chat, but I'll be back on tomorrow night. So make sure you come in if you can. And but I will be running another live later on tonight, which is a silent live for engagement. So if y'all do see that live running, if y'all could just come in, answer the question or the puzzle or whatever it is I have on that live, read it, write the answer, try to be in there at least a minute if you can. I'd appreciate you so I can get a view for that. And then like it, I'd appreciate it. Okay, so that won't be running. I hope I don't fall asleep because I have fell asleep before I took it down and ran for like 6 hours. Then one ran for 2 hours, but I try to stop it around between 1 and 2 hours. So stop in there if y'all can. And subscribe to the channel. If y'all have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure y'all subscribe. Let's see, Kim, there's the word. You don't really, as an ant. I can't read that, Omar. Darius said, don't go out, kick it on the phone to see if y'all like each other. Right. So you said don't go out first. We gotta talk about dating. We gotta talk about dating on next tomorrow. When I come live, tomorrow night for the random night one, we're gonna talk about dating, y'all. We're gonna talk about dating and y'all let me know if it's really dead. Cause who is that Buddha just tried to come in here and crash my little feeling, try to hurt my spirits and say dating is dead. Let me see, Grandma, you always bring love to us all. Thank you, Kim. Hey, Candy. I enjoyed your live, Grandma. Thank you for coming in, Candy. Y'all see my members who are green in the screen. Those are members to the channel. If y'all feel like y'all want to become a member to the channel, all you got to do is go to my homepage, press join, and make the decision if you want to pay $4.99 or $6.99 a month to be a member to the channel. Y'all got to think about that. Okay, let me see. Omar said, like, number 37. Up top. Okay. Kim said, yes, I'm just trying to help out my friend. Yes. So thanks for everybody for the gifts that I got. I appreciate y'all for that. All of the likes people came through and liked, even if they didn't stay, they liked. We got 12 people in the chat. I appreciate that. Thanks for all of the men. Y'all really get all the props for coming down here saying everything that y'all said, engaging in the chat. That's what that hypes me up. Because when we used to have the men's room, I used to come every Monday. If I get these men in here and get these men to talk, then it hype me up. But then the men start having their, schedules or whatever, which didn't allow them to come into the chat as much. And then so I didn't have the men's room as much. But y'all been in here lately. So I'm thinking I need for y'all to just keep coming. And I'll keep bringing the topics on those Mondays for y'all because I'm trying to highlight y'all. Y'all got to help me do that. Okay? Let me see. Buddha said, keep it pimping. Omar said, awesome of you, Kim. Nice chit chat. I really like to pick at the brain. Thanks for your answers. Okay, Omar. Kayla said, great live as always. Thank you. Hey, she cooks, she rolls. Thanks for that poop. Thanks for sending that poop. I appreciate you. Let me see. Omar said, stay blessed, y'all. Peace. Okay, Omar, you have a good night. Thank you, She Cooks, for that happy poop. Happy poop. Happy poop. I appreciate you for that. Let me see. Kim said, you're welcome, Omar. And love the live game. My good Kim, I'm glad you liked it. I hope everybody did. Thank you, She Cooks, for the happy poop. Candy laughing. Buddha said church. Kayla said, peace, Omar. Yes. Thanks. And all of the women in the live too. Thanks for being here in support of our men, because that's what our role is to support our men. Just like we want them to support us, we have to support them. So we here to understand that they have their opinions. Allow them to have their opinions, but we can still, share our thoughts or whatever. Thanks for being in the chat to help me to, have that female aspect on things so they can see things our way as well, right? You're much appreciated, Kim. I think I'm Mara saying. Yes, okay, Buddha. So yes, if y'all, like I said, if y'all not subscribed, again, if you can see that I'm about to put that live on it probably like within 15 minutes, and then y'all see that rolling, that's a rolling live, silent live, answer the question. I think I had a question. What do I have? Oh, it's on this phone. Yeah, it's an ABC. I got an ABCD question. Read it, answer it. Try to stay in the chat at least for a minute, and that'll help the channel out a lot with engagement. Okay. Darius said, "Why did they be hiding your stuff?" Uh, where's Darius? Okay. Good night, chat. Ben don't be always. We have our men. Yes, Kayla. We have our men over here. Yes, thank you, Omar, for that. With that popcorn? Oh, you making me want some popcorn. Okay, Kayla said, at me, Omar. Oh, throwing popcorn? Oh, I thought you just said popcorn. I was about to say, oh, that look good. Okay, Kim said, good night, Chad. Bless you all. Yes, okay, I'll see y'all later. Buddha said, uh, we gotta read. We gotta read. Okay. All right, y'all. Okay, I'll see y'all later. If y'all didn't catch the beginning, go back and get the replay. Go back and get the replay, okay? So y'all get all the information. Share those 1-800 and 1888 numbers with somebody you know who may need it, okay? I'll see y'all later.